Picture this: a future where your wealth is secure, where your investments thrive. This is possible with Remic Realty's innovative home strategy. Transform your equity situation and unlock a prosperous tomorrow. Don't wait. Join the real estate revolution. Dial 1-88888-REMIC, that's 73642. Success is just a call away with Remic Realty. Change your life, invest in your future, today.
Here we go, folks. How is it going today? We have a live one. Welcome to the Why Are You podcast. Young and Rich University. My name is Frank Corbin, and I'm your host for today. It's going to be quite a different show. Are we talking about mindset? My job today is to make you uncomfortable and disrupt your mindset. Whether you start before, you're getting ready to start now, it's important that your mindset switch in order to get financial success. All right, folks, so we're going to dial it down and start real nice and smooth and get things going. And we're going to have a few questions from some people that we think is very interesting. Today, we're talking about real estate investment. More important, not even the actual product of investment. We're talking about you, the product. You, the investor product. And are you investing in that product? And that's important. So it's very important that when we decide to go on the journey of investment, that we understand what responsibility and obligation that comes with it. And if you don't understand that, life can be very, very difficult for you. Okay? Now, once you decide you want to become an investor, it's actually more important. Investor, and being an investor is an upgrade of status. Okay, not too many people get to become an investor. When I say an investor, I'm talking about where your lifestyle choice solely rely on your returns of your investment. That's a very upgraded opportunity to have. A lot of people invest money all the time, but they can't quit their job and rely on it. Okay? Over the years of mentoring people, I think I run into about literally 2 handful of people who stuck to the program and become 100% investment liable. So they reliable. They'll rely on the investment to service their lifestyle choice. So if you're able to do that, it's an upgrade in life, in financial status. Okay, so that's very, very important. So there is an employee, which a lot of you guys probably are. Then there is self-employment, which some of you guys are going to be able to become. And then there's the rich or the investor. Investor will be the next level. Okay. And you can become rich as an employee or self-employed as well, running a business. But for you to become rich on your solely investment is a very extreme, unique discipline and strategy you need to implement to get that. Because here's what you're saying as an investor. I'm Frank Corbin is investing in people, product, or process. And I'm got to make my intellectual decisions, the smart decisions to make sure that the person or the people, the product and process I'm investing in going to give me a return not only for today, for the future. It's a different mindset from being a self-employed person or from being an employee. And you need to understand that. So when we go on the journey, it says, I become an investor. and I want to rely solely on my returns for survival or for lifestyle choice or futuristic results, whether it's retirement or whatever it is, you have to be very, very careful what you're doing, because you can either get caught up and get involved in get rich quick schemes because you want money right now, or you can invest in the wrong product and it fall apart the year you decide to pull it out. Okay, so understand that. So we're investors, myself and my top horsemen. We investors. We rely really solely on our investment returns to maintain our lifestyle choice, and that's why we always got to keep optimizing the program and keep changing as things come around. Okay, as things change in the system, we have to optimize our program and go through other stuff as we continue. Okay, now before we even get to that level, we need to understand what exactly you're going to be doing. So 3 things we invest in: people, process, and products. And it comes in that order. We invest in people first, because people will give you the best return. The process is to optimize the people to get the return. And the product is what the consumer going to buy or utilize, whether it's a service or actually take home with them. So people, number 1, process number 2, product is number 3. What you sell is the last thing your customer care about. Who you are and how they get access to you is the first 2 things. Who you are as a person, the person you are, the people you are, the process you, and then the product is the last. If you don't believe me, people will buy garbage from you if your people skills are good and your processing is amazing. Check it out. You'll see. They will buy literally garbage from you if your people skills are good and your processing is optimized. So here's an example. Have you guys ever seen the stores or any particular stores out there? They have good product, the best product on the market. Everybody wants it. You go into this store, their customer service is absolutely garbage. Do you still want that product? You tried for once. You're not gonna repeat that purchase from that company. You're not going to, because their people skills and the processing is terrible. For instance, store have the best product. You go to the store, you got to line up. Get in the line, get access to the product. 2-3 hours to get access to the product. What happens after a while? People goes away. The consumers leave that. Because the processing, to process from when I pay to I get the product in my hand so I can go home and attend to my friends and family, that process sucks. So the consumers leave. So that's very important to understand. People, process, and product. So when we get on the journey of becoming a real estate investor, and we can invest in the number 1 investable product, I think, in the world, and I'm very biased, because that's what I really, really know. Okay, there's other products out there that's just as good. But for me, real estate is the best product in the world. And I'm telling you right up front, I'm biased because I've been doing this almost half my life or more. Okay? You need to understand the people, process, and product situation. If you don't understand that, you can have lots of problems in almost anything that you do. Now, if you want to become young and rich, the first thing you need to do is change your mindset. Some call it get rich and switch. I call it you have to switch in order to get rich. And over the years, we heard this get rich and switch statement thrown out there. And it always been pushed towards the consumer in a negative manner. That as soon as you get money, you're going to change on the people that you used to know. And I'm saying you have to. Don't apologize for it. You have to. It's mandatory that when you change your mindset to go on the journey of financial development, of financial upliftment, you have to change the circle of influence that you used to know. It's just common sense. It's just 101. Education 101 from Young and Rich University. You have to switch on the people you used to know. Why? The people that you used to know have a very relaxed, chill, play some dominoes, have a beer kind of mindset. Barbecue every summer. That don't make you rich. That makes you poorer. It takes money from you. It takes money out your pocket. So if you're not prepared to switch on your journey to get rich or get some success and then switch on the people you used to know, you're going to lose everything that you start to build. And I'm saying this without an apology. Get rich and switch to get rich is mandatory in the wealth building journey. I have friends I haven't talked to in years. I have friends that we should sit and do all kind of. I haven't done that stuff with these guys in years. Why? Those things never put money in my pocket. It never put me on the financial journey I want to be on. It never made me rich. They stole my time, they stole my talent, and they stole my results for the years I was hanging with them. And as soon as I switch and decide I'm going to do something different.
Investing in new homes is your fastest way to wealth building today. All you need? Strong credit, great income, and a deposit paid over time to one of our trusted builders. With Frank Corbin and the Remic Realty team, you're not alone in this journey. Call 647-23-REMIC, that's 647-237-3642, to build wealth with real estate now.
Some I just cut off, and the rest just go away. Stop answering the calls. Stop doing the things that they used to do, that we used to do together. And once I start that process, I introduce a bunch of new friends into my life. And it's called mentors, coaches, educators, and money. More important, my circle of influence changed. The people that start coming around me, they were in the same journey. Mentors, coaches, educators, wealth builders, investors. And then we start building. So you didn't lose friends. You just gain new company. You just gain new company. That's all it is. You just gain new company. So if you're not prepared to be rich and switch, or switch to get rich, you don't have problems. Let's move forward now. Now, there's a few key factors that I think is very important that you have to pay attention to on your wealth building journey. And this calls for a switch of your mindset. First of all, the circle of influence, the people you keep around you, you got to change that. Next is some of the things you were taught as a child. You have to switch. So for instance, you have to switch who you give your money to. Very important. Who you give your money to. My grandmother used to tell me, she says, son, charity begins at home. Never understand it. She says, charity begins at home. She says, until the people around you, until your cup is full and run it over and they have enough to waste, then you move out of that circle and give to anyone else. Because your immediate circle is the people, that's your family, that's the people that's part of your strong community. It's important. So we don't give to charity until our cup is full and run it over. And I teach my kids the same thing. Charity begins at home. You have to treat the people around you nice, not the people away from you that you don't know. You have people out here giving to charity every day, every week, every month. And their kids are burdened with student loan. The kids are burdened with car loans. The children are burdened paying a rent. They can't even get a mortgage. They can't even buy a property. And they're so caught up in saving the world, in saving people they never met, in saving people they've never seen. And if tomorrow you're laying in bed and can't get up to make yourself a cup of tea, guess who you call first? Your child, your spouse, your friends to come and bring you something. But you don't take care of that immediate circle. You give beyond that. Change your mindset. So once I switch my mindset and I stop giving to charity, I start giving to the home charity. The people around me start to grow. My investment start to grow. My circle of influence start to grow because I'm only giving to people that can give back to me. You give me something, I'm multiplied 10 times fold. I give you something, I want the same thing. Okay? So you're creating a community of people that you can help each other grow rather than a community of people that just keep sucking from you. Just keep taking. Nobody gives back. And then in times of needs, we all stand there looking desperate. So we give. So when I tell my friends, I say, listen, get your child an investment property. Get your son or daughter investment property. You're giving to them. That's your charitable giving. If you've been giving all your life to everybody else, how are you going to find the money to give to your kids today? You don't have that. I wasn't giving to charity all my life, so I have a lot of money to give to my children today. Because charity begins at home in my circle. You just switch your mindset. That's a mindset switch. Now, are you prepared for that? It's up to you. It's worked for me. It worked for many others. Now, today, I'm in a better position. I can afford to give to charity. So my pastor friend says, Frank, we have something going on at the church or something going on at the local community center. I need a check. I can write that without feeling bad, without feeling embarrassed. Because I've worked and built my home charity is funded well. So my external charity can get access to more. I can't be giving what I don't have. Next, invest 10% of your earnings into yourself. Invest 10% of your earnings into yourself. So I would invest money every month before I even pay my bills. You understand that? People say, what's your cash flow? My cash flow is calculated after my investment is funded. So 10% of your yearly earnings should go into an investment for you. And when I said 10%, I mean 10% of pre-tax dollars. Before anybody gets paid, if you're doing budgeting, you got to know this stuff. 10% of your pre-tax dollars should go into you. Before anyone gets a check, before even the government takes their taxes, 10% of your yearly earning goes to you. Financing 101. Financing 101. Now, from that 10% that goes into my investment, I put another 5% into my self-development. So 15% total. So if you make $100,000 a year, 15 grand a year goes into investment, and 10,000 in investment, and 5% goes towards your development, self-development, mental development, health development, education development, make you a better person. Very important. Next, financial education management is important. You have to start practicing financial education management or financial management. So for the last 20-something years, every morning I wake up very early and I learn something new between half an hour to an hour and a half for the last 27 plus years. I'm a permanent student. It's a switch of mindset. So when I get on the phone 9, 10 o'clock with people, My day already starts 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up and I learn something new every day. And when I say learn something new, I don't mean I just take any new information. Sometimes I just reinforce some of the things I know already. Now, I used to read a lot of books, but today we don't have to buy a whole 20, 30 books and read. We can just get the information online. So I get online and read or get access to information, whether it's audio or video, and I watch something new that can help me better myself every living day, Sunday to Sunday, unless I party too much and I can't get up early. But other than that, that's what I do. It's a switch of mindset. If you don't understand, if you want to retire young, you want to retire rich, you have to change how you develop you. You have to change how you plant seed into you. You are the program. You are the man. You are the woman. This vessel needs to be developed from 3 perspectives: health, wealth, and relationship. Need to be developed. So every living day, you have to put into yourself. Remember, you didn't come from an environment that teach you how to be this. Parents didn't teach you this stuff. School didn't teach you this stuff. You got to recreate yourself. And that's what we've done. I've recreated myself to the level that I can become a vessel to my environment. I become a vessel for my community. Because we didn't learn this stuff anywhere. So I went and find mentors and coaches and teachers and anyone who can help me better myself. I was willing to listen. And once we understand money, we get to figure out that money was not that difficult. It just falls under 3 things: people, process, and products. And you implement the right discipline, money comes. Next, switching the mindset. Are you prepared? And this is going to be a big one. Are you prepared to benefit financially from the passing of someone in your family? Are you prepared for that? This is a tough one. And many people going to have a problem with this one. I've seen families out here that I've talked to, and they're on their journey to building wealth, and the wife refused to get life insurance. And I ask her why. No, I don't sell life insurance, but as a wealth builder, as a financial educator, it's important that I give you all the information that you can balance your portfolio. So in times of need, you're not calling me asking me for money. It's important. The wife does not believe in life insurance. And I ask her why. She says, Frank, I do not want to benefit from the passing of my husband. Now, this is a very smart young lady. Went to university, college, educate herself. She's an investor, so on and so on. And she clearly refused to get life insurance. She do not want to get any financial earnings or gains or stimulation, financial stimulation from the passing of her husband. And we've had this conversation for the last 10 plus years. And the answer is the same. She says, nope, not interested. Don't want it. She says, we're going to buy investment property. We can grow a portfolio. In times of something go wrong with my husband, we're going to sell a property or two and stimulate the family financially. Now, that's her situation. What about you? Are you prepared to benefit financially from the passing of anyone in your family, whether it's your husband or kids? These things happen all the time. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to set a program to you, but I'm opening up the conversation. And there's a mindset switch that you need to look at. Call your local financial advisor. If you don't have one, I can find one for you. We know lots of them. And I ask them, what's the cost to insure my husband? What's the cost to insure my wife? What's the cost to insure my children? But I want your corporation or your family trust if you don't have one, and that's something we can talk about in another program. I want my corporation or family trust to be the beneficiary of any emergency passing. So when your husband, wife, or child dies, the corporation gets funded with a whole bunch of money that you can turn back now and fund out of family ventures, out of family investment. So your family continue to grow financially. Now, no one wants to lose a loved one, and I totally get that. But people lose loved ones every day. So I'm not going to go too deep into that process. I'm just giving you the open up the conversation so you can talk to your friends, family members, talk to your life insurance person to get an idea. How does this work? You can have you and your other family members the beneficiary, but I say put it into a trust or a corporation where the money is managed away from you. So, and the trust or corporation can have beneficiaries of it, which can be any family member. But think of this, a mindset change. It's a switch of how you think about money. Every person in your house can have a life insurance policy, including your 6-month-old baby just born. That in case it's a protection, in case something goes wrong, the family benefits financially in order to keep growing that family. What's the difference if your husband passed and you end up with $2 million in your pocket? What that $2 million for? It's not to go shopping. It's to maintain the family. It's to replace your husband's income or your husband's contribution of the family. It's to replace a mother, the mother nurturing, the mother contribution of the family because she's not there anymore. So think of it that way. You have a child prematurely dies, which is going to be a tough one for everyone. You have to come out $30,000, $40,000 out your pocket to bury that child, which can be very expensive if you're average middle class family. It's a lot of money. Insurance can take care of that for you. I'm not here selling you insurance. I'm just opening up the idea of create your mindset to look at things differently. If you're on a wealth building journey, grow your mindset, your habits, your behavior patterns. Sit with a family life planner and understand the things you're spending money on every month. You know, financial assessments show your habits, right? It shows all the things that you're doing, good or bad. And some things you have to cut out. Some things you have to change. Sit and understand what you're spending money on a monthly basis. If you want to retire young and you retire rich, you have to develop yourself to be a financial wealth-building machine where you keep optimizing the program every single time. Next, you got to think of abundance. Abundance. You have to think of things in the grand scheme, the bigger picture. Think of having lots of money. Think of being financially financially successful. Think of grandness. Get out to the small mindset of just a little bit here and a little bit there. There's no doubt in my mind, when I came to Canada at age 18, I was going to be a multi-millionaire. There's no doubt. I walked into this country from day one and all I saw was cash everywhere. Everywhere I go, there was money. There's no doubt in my mind. And when I started reading Stephen Covey's book, and I learned one thing from all these guys teach me one single thing that will stick to my mind, never going to forget. Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. And that's what I did. I never forget that. Begin with the end in mind. It's exactly what you want. Abundance of wealth. You want to be retired young. You want to retire rich. You have lots of money. You have to begin with the end in mind. It first starts with here, thinking that I'm going to be rich, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be rich, whether you're part of my life or not. That goes to anybody. I'm going to be rich, whether you contribute or not. I'm going to be rich, whether you participate or not. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. Then you go finding the programs that's available out there that's going to make you rich. Now, I'm biased because I like real estate. But real estate is not the only way you can make lots of money. There's lots of other opportunities out there. But I like real estate. To me, it's the easiest program ever. Where the average person come to this country, buy a home, buy a second home, get some tenants, rent it out, and it doesn't occupy too much of your time. And you can grow it 3, 4, 5 years after you have $500,000 in equity. Some of you guys have experienced that without even trying to do it. It just comes so easy and natural for you because it's an easy program. So you have to start thinking abundance, lots of money, lots of money, lots of money. And not only thinking, because the mindset is good, you got to put the action, the work into position to get it. Next, you got to be a long-term thinker. Everything that people say and do is always about immediate now, which is fine. To become a successful investor, you have to think long-term. Long-term, you have to think. Always got to think long-term. And if you think long-term, life can be very, very easy for you. You make proper decisions. You can make healthy decisions. You make decisions that benefits not only you, the ones that surround you. And that's important. Very, very important. Responsibility and control. You have to want to take on responsibility of things. And the responsibility of things you have to focus on, as in 3 things: people, process, and products. Comes back again. You're going to be responsible for people. You're going to be responsible for the process. And you're going to be responsible for the product sometimes. Sometimes 1, 2, or 3, sometimes all 3. You got to be prepared for that. If you're not prepared for that, you're going to have a tough time climbing up the ladder. You have to be able to control the people, the process, and the product. And when I say control, I don't mean slave master control. I mean by influencing. Influence is a form of control, in case you guys didn't know that. People don't like the word control because it sounds so demanding and controlling and ownership. No, influence is a part of controlling. When someone influences you and you be influenced by them, or someone try to influence you and you fall into that influence, they control your behavior pattern. They control the way you think. And unfortunately, folks, to be young and rich, to be successful, it's a brainwashing program.
If you're planning for the future, then you need to hear this secret. Whole life insurance isn't just about coverage, it's about creating riches. Imagine your insurance as more than just a safety net. With whole life insurance, part of your premium goes into a cash value account that grows, tax deferred, every single year. It's like having a savings account where someone else makes deposits for you. Now think about this. You can borrow against this cash value for anything: buying a home, starting a business, funding a family business, or even funding a dream vacation. It's your money. Use it when you need it. But there's more. These policies also pay dividends. Yes, you heard that right. Depending on the performance of the insurance company, you could be earning extra cash on your policy, which you can reinvest, withdraw, or use to lower your premiums. Still curious? Let Young and Rich University refer you to a trusted advisor about how a new whole life policy can open doors to financial freedom you never thought possible. Let your insurance work for you. Call or text 647-237-3642.
You have to brainwash yourself. You have to brainwash your kids. You have to brainwash through the process to understand that this is what we're going to do. Knowing this, to be young and rich is not very common. Not too many people want to be young and rich. None of you want to be rich at all. So it's a brainwashing process you have to go through. You got to be influenced by others that's already been brainwashed, that's richer than you. You got to be influenced on others that's on the same process with you. And that's why changing your circle of influence is so important. Your language is going to change. The way you speak, the words you use, everything has to change. Or what we call, you got to switch if you want to get rich. Mandatory. If you get rich without switching, in 12 to 24 months, you're going to go back to exactly where you come from. We see it in people who will win the lottery. We see it in athletes. We see it in movie stars. We see it in all of these overnight success people. They got rich without the switch. And it all go right back where it come from. The getting rich is easy. The switch is what makes you keep the richness. The switch is important, more than the rich. To affiliate yourself with people of your new mindset, your new family. That's so important. I have people come to me and say, Frank, I want to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 properties. Good, we can do that. And so when you get this money, what are you going to do? Give to charity, help my mother out, help this out. You haven't switched yet. So as soon as you make $1 million, you give back $999,000 right back. The switch is what allows you to keep that money. If you don't switch, you give it right back where it came from. So important. Okay? Continuous learning, we talk about that. Value and productivity. You got to have a more of a resultful mindset. If I'm doing this here, it got to have something coming out this side. Resultsful. It has to be resultful. If it's not resultful, you can spend a lot of time doing a lot of foolishness because you're not looking at the result. The results is how you measure your productivity, what you put in, your work. You're working. Results are how you measure your work. And that's important. Okay? You got to start being resourceful. Being resourceful. Acquiring things and process and products and people around you that are resourceful to help you build and go to the next level. It's so important. Okay? So what I'm going to do, folks, and what I use to switch my mindset. It's young and rich. It's about financial freedom. It's about financial education. It's about doing all the right things to change, to switch. Get rich and switch. Switch to get rich. It's a journey that's going to be beneficial to not only you, anyone that comes around you, anyone that comes after you. And it's a decision you have to make. I'm going to show you in a step-by-step process what I've used to make myself a lot of money. And it all starts with a program I'm about to introduce to you here just now. Now, folks, at 18, 19 years old, I was so hungry. I was so hungry. I came to Canada coming from New York City, the concrete jungle, they call it. And first of all, I was very popular in New York City. A lot of people knew me. If you didn't know me in high school, nothing was happening for you. I was very, very popular. When I walk into the schoolyard, everyone surrounded me. Very, very popular. I had a lot of friends. And when I came to Canada, and here's why I had a lot of friends. I was very resourceful. That's why I had a lot of friends. People always want stuff.
Picture this: a future where your wealth is secure, where your investments thrive. This is possible with Remic Realty's innovative home strategy. Transform your equity situation and unlock a prosperous tomorrow. Don't wait. Join the real estate revolution. Dial 1-88888-REMIC, that's 73642. Success is just a call away with Remic Realty. Change your life, invest in your future, today.
So I was very resourceful. So people just gravitate to me because I always have something going on. I always have something around me. I always have something you can benefit from. And people always just surround me because they want to leverage those things, you know? And I didn't mind the company. It was very good. It made me think more. it made me think more. And not only think more, it made me think more in a responsible, because I know my friends always want stuff. I have to find ways to get stuff so they can enjoy it and they can benefit from it. And then with the gravitating of people coming to you, you can get good people and bad people. It's called life. And some good, some bad. The good ones they keep, the bad ones they get rid of. It's just, what do? You just get rid of people. And so I've always been doing that all my life for the most part, from since junior high school. And so when I came to Canada at 18 years old, I lost all my friends in New York. They all left there. And I got so mature within 6 months that I just wanted to go on the financial journey to start building wealth. I used to go to garage sales on a Saturday morning. You hit the garage sale every Saturday morning. I used to start buying electronic equipments. I buy like a VCR or a small TV, and I go to Canadian Tire and buy like a bottle of Amaral, and I shine it up, and I double and triple my money within the same day. Again, people always want stuff. They want nice things, so they don't want to go look for it. So I go and look for stuff and sell it back to them. And I start selling these stuff on the garage sale to people. I had a friend, Ralston Mason. He's an older guy than me. And I used to be his little protege. He's the one who introduced me to garage sale. He said, "Hey, come young man, let's go." Ralston Mason introduced me to garage sale. And I remember Ralston Mason one day packed about, I would say, about 15 to 25 barrels from garage sale, buying stuff for 50 cents and $1. And went to garage sale, and he shipped it back to Grenada. I think it's Grenada or St. Vincent. He was from one of those islands. And he shipped it back to Grenada or St. Vincent. That was my friend. And I didn't have nowhere to ship anything. So I used to buy them and clean them up and fix them and sell them back. I was only do electronic equipment, TVs, VCR, speakers, these kind of stuff. And that's how it started for me. And then one day I was home watching TV. Not home watching TV. I was home. I was get up in the morning and the TV was on. And I saw this infomercial playing. And this guy, this older gentleman, says, "I can show you how to buy real estate using no money, zero money down. More important, I'm going to show you to pull cash out of thin air." I'm like, what the hell? You going to pull cash out of thin air? I never see money flying in the air. And that got my attention. And I continue watching this stuff. And we had VCRs at the time, so I started recording this program because I'm trying to find tips now. And he says, "I'm going to show you to pull cash out of thin air. How you can make yourself very wealthy investing in a property or two." And I said, zero money down? At 18 years old, I never had any money. And I started watching the program. And since the end of the program says, "This only going to cost you $59.99 and 4 payments of $15, $20, whatever." I could afford that. I can afford that. And I got the number, the 1-800 number, and I wait till the next day, and I call. First thing in the morning, I call. The lady answered the phone, and I said, "I'm interested in buying your program." She says, "It's $59.99 for the course. And if you want the CDs, it's an extra $20. And if you want the mortgage calculator, is an extra $15, something like that. And the total come out to $99 US plus shipping from the United States." And I ordered that program. So remember, we didn't have internet, was not popular then. This is 1997. Internet wasn't popular, just coming out of college, university. Internet wasn't very popular. So you couldn't do mortgage calculation. And so that mortgage calculator came with the program. And folks, I'm going to show you what came out of that box. This book here, this course, No Money Down Strategy, a step-by-step manual, how to buy your first home or investment property with no money down. This course, I bought Carlton Sheets course in 1997. This is the man that changed my life, that switched my mindset. Okay? So this was the booklet, all the courses in here. And when you open it up, I'm sure what a mortgage calculator looks like. Actually, I'm just taking out the booklet, make it easy for you to look at it. Right. This was a mortgage calculator. So it had the rate factor. You had the amortization there. I think I said that's 15 years. And you can change it to different years. It goes in and out and help you calculate what your mortgage is going to be. Because as an investor, you have to understand what your cost is. You can understand your cash flow. And this guy put together this program here. Then also it had, let me put this back in. It had a workbook that came with it. I think I paid extra for the workbook as well. It's all $10 here, $15 here. This is the workbook that came with it. And on top of that, it came with the CDs. Folks, 12 CDs, 24 chapters. Okay? If you look at this stuff, folks, it's in the same condition I bought it in. This course is older than my kids. So this course has to be about 25 years old. Look at the condition. Look at the condition. Okay? You know when people ask me to borrow this course? I would never lend it to them. Why? My education is so important to me. This course is what changed my life. This man took his time to outline real estate investment. Now, I did a lot of development programs over the years, but this real estate investment process this guy put together here. This course teaches you about credit. It teaches you to make an offer on a property. It teaches you so many things in a step-by-step manner. Okay? And I learned it. 24 chapters, how to manage property, teach you about property management. You know the funny thing is? How to negotiate win-win strategies. My first deal I bought, I used zero money down following this course here. Zero money that came out of my pocket to buy that program here, this course. It teaches you about get cash back upon closing. It teaches you about renovation, cash back for renovation. It teaches you everything in a step-by-step manner. When I found this course, I had to switch my mindset. It teaches you to change friends out and keep only positive people around you. It teaches you every living thing about real estate and real estate from an investor perspective I need to know at the time. And I started following this stuff. No Money Down by Carlton Sheets. The funny thing is, I brought this course up a few months ago, and my daughter is now intrigued. They follow this program now. They are studying this course now. So I said, give it back to me. I want to shoot a podcast on it, and you can have it back. He says, no, Dad. I said, give me my course back. It's my course. My $99 course that turned me into a multimillionaire today, folks. I want my course back. I said, when I finish with my podcast and tell people about it, you can have it back. No Money Down. Step-by-step manual. Carlton Sheets. Changed my life. And this is how you know why education is important. It's so important that you educate yourself and switch your circle of influence if you want to be rich. It's so important. I have another course. Another book. I want to show you. Since we're on that program, 1 second. Let me grab it real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Yeah. So it's so important that we educate ourselves. And not only that, educate our children in the process. You shouldn't be doing the same thing I've done. You shouldn't have the same struggles. Okay? So that's important. And so my kids now are fighting for this book to learn what I learned 25 plus years ago or 27 years ago. That's how long I've owned this course. Almost 10 years I bought it. Okay? And I don't think this course is still available in circulation, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one watching late night TV in 1997 or in the 90s or in even the early 2000s trying to become rich with real estate. If you have this course, a lot of the information in this course is still relevant today. And I'm not lending you mine. If you can get it to buy online, social media or anywhere, buy it. A lot of people still have this stuff in there in collecting dust. Buy it from them so you can learn how to invest and become rich. If not, find a mentor, connect with someone like me who already done all the work. I done all the work. Everything in this book I've implemented at some point in time in my life, including credit. I was able to write a credit book. 8 strategies for highly effective credit. And if you need access to a book on credit, here's my credit book. Contact us, send me an email. The only thing I do is pay for the shipping. I'm not trying to make money from it. I'm trying to educate my community. You pay for the shipping, we send a credit book to you. Anywhere, all across Canada, United States as well. It works in both countries. Okay? So I do another show on credit. We're going to promote the credit book more. So education is key. It's key. Switching your mindset, switching the knowledge. You see, they don't teach you this kind of stuff in university and college. They don't teach you this kind of stuff in university and college. So you got to come and learn it elsewhere. And not important in learning, you got to implement it. So a lot of people got the information, they don't do it. You got to implement it. I'll have to implement this stuff. My first deal, this book put $25,000 back into my pocket. Thanks to this man, this guy here, Mr. Carlton Sheets. Okay? And on my travels, my road to garage sale, the hottest book on the market at the time was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, teaching you, giving you financial awareness. And I went to a garage sale and the lady had this book here for sale. Robert Kiyosaki. And this is not Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is a different one. I like this one better than Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And she wanted about $5 for this book. And I've heard a lot about the book. And I negotiated this book for 50 cents. I paid 50 cents for this book. Half a dollar. And the reason why I negotiate so low, anyone that wanted to sell this valuable information didn't deserve to get full price. If you want to sell this valuable information, you don't deserve to get full price. So I negotiated down to 50 cents. And this also changed my life. And this book is different. It's called Guiding to Invest. What the wealthy invest in that the poor and middle class don't. That got my attention. Not the guiding to invest in. The subtitle, what the rich invest in that the poor and middle class do not. And I'm a generational wealth kind of guy. So what the rich invest in that the poor middle class don't? I want to know that. And I bought this book 50 cents. Studied a lot of stuff from it, implemented a lot of stuff. Excuse me. And it changed my life as well. Different level with continuing education, educated. To the level, I changed the subtitle in my mind. And this is what I call it. Because my kids have this stuff now. They have these things now. I says, what the rich teach their kids that the poor and middle class do not. Huh? Listen to me. It says, what the rich invest in that the poor middle class do not. And I says, what the rich teach their kids that the poor and middle class do not. The poor and middle class teach the kids how to be employees, how to be workers. I teach my kids how to be investors. How to retire young, how to retire rich. I tell my daughters, I say, listen, you start this process now. Give me 5 years of your time. 5 years of your time. You do this 5 years full time. I guarantee you success. Because I know this works. Then my daughters went to university, but good for that. And I'm not against academic learning because it's so important. But this is high priority for me. Go to university, educate yourself, educate your language, educate all the stuff. That's all good. But I want you to put more time into this. You put 4 years university, give me 5 years of this, implementing this. This is work on the job. Folks, you doing this, you working while you're learning. This is this cooperative program. You working while you're learning. I want you to learn on the job. So when I tell you something, you get to implement it the next week, next month. So you can get results a year or two from now. Put time into this. Give me 5 years of this. I'm going to make you a millionaire. So I know a lot of parents teaching these kids to go and get all these different degrees, business management, IT, this, all that kind of stuff, psychology. That's all good. History has proven that don't make you young and rich. So if you want to retire young, you want to retire rich, switch your mindset and start teaching kids about the same thing too. The landscape of Canada has changed and continue to change. And look, and you see what the new immigrants are investing in. This stuff, they buying up all the properties, all the businesses, all the commercial spots, and because they want you to transfer wealth into the kids, to the next generation, next generation, next generation. My name is Frank Corbin. This is Get Rich and Switch podcast episode. Get Rich and Switch to get rich to your success. My mentor, my first real estate course, Zero Money Down by Carlton Sheets. To your success. See you next time. Why are you rich? This is Young and Rich. You want to retire young, you want to retire rich? Switch so you can become rich. Switch your mindset. I'm not asking you to switch your moral standards. Switch your mindset. Your morals are what you do to keep you alive as a person. Your mindset and your habits is what keeps you poor or keeps you rich. So get rich and switch to get rich is not about changing your moral standards, but changing your mindset, the way you think, the way you do things, your people you have around you. My name is Frank Corbin, and I'm your host. In a step-by-step process, we have a blueprint to become successful. And next day, we're going to talk about why you should invest in pre-construction. Why I think pre-construction is the ideal vehicle for almost anyone to invest and become extremely successful from a very young age. Pre-constructions build equity fast without the liability of carrying a mortgage and carrying the expenses and dealing with a tenant if you don't want to do that. Pre-construction. For more information on what I'm currently working on, contact me. My direct line is 647-237-3642. And I'm going to send you information on the new project I'm promoting right now in Port Hope. And we have some other stuff coming up soon. But we're pushing Port Hope for now. It's a golf course community. It's looking over Lake Ontario and some beautiful homes at an affordable price. I think it's probably the best pre-construction deal, affordable pre-construction deal right now for investors or people looking to buy the first or second home. Why are you rich? Why are you not rich? Young and Rich University. To your success. See you then. We just shot another one.